everybody, and welcome to the 6th night of our Navaratri Satsang celebration. Today's topic is interesting, especially given who is here. The topic, does anyone know the topic for today? The topic for today is if Devi Ma wrote a parenting manual, what would she have written? But is everyone here a parent? So what are the rest of you going to do? Anyways, it's good for everyone to listen to. We're all going to think together. Okay? First question. Do you guys, I'm asking the kids first, do you guys need a manual on how to be a kid? No? You know, if Devi Ma wrote a manual on how to be a kid, go outside and play and eat fun food, she would write a manual for you guys? No? So why do parents need a manual for parenting? If kids don't need a manual for being kids, why do parents need a manual for parenting? Anyone have any ideas? Yes?
The parents need to be nice to the kids don't need to be nice to the parents.
Oh, I see.
Maybe they're not my shirt right above.
Maybe they're not my shirt write a book for them.
What you get, what you get.
This is going to be interesting. Okay. What is unique about being a parent?
You have to bond with the kids so much until they cry.
Yes. You have to discipline them. And?
Yeah, you have like control of the house.
You have control. With great responsibility. Yes.
You have to educate them on things that they won't learn at school.
Okay, so with great power of being a parent and doing all the things kids think you can do, comes great responsibility. And not only that, the fact that we have this topic means that there's something more to be said about parenting. How many parenting manuals are there already in the world? Infinite as though, right? So now why will we come and make another one? Right? And then also, what authority does Devi Ma have to write a manual on parenting? For example, if I say I actually found out today, that there are sports cards that you get at Timmy's that you can trade. I found out about it today. Now I say I'm going to make a vlog on how to trade. That makes any sense? It makes no sense because, hello, I don't know anything about it. What am I going to say? Right? So what authority does Devi Ma have to write a manual on parenting? Okay, does she have an authority to write a manual on how to make like really cool Lego structures? Is that something she needs to do?
Yeah.
You can do that without her writing it, isn't it? Or like how to build a snowman. So then what authority does she have, or what special feature does she have to allow her to write a manual on parenting?
She's the mother of the whole universe.
She is the mother of the whole universe. So that is one. And the second thing is because parenting is a sadhana for moksha. And when we talk in the domain of moksha, the authority is the Lord. Parenting in our tradition is a sadhana. That means it is a spiritual practice that is meant to help us to evolve and realize our true nature. That is the first thing that will be written in this manual. That actually, parenting is a sadhana. Right? Now, if parenting is a sadhana, then you have to approach it accordingly. What are some implications of knowing that parenting is a sadhana? Please tell me. This is not a one-way talk today, huh? What are some implications of knowing that parenting is a sadhana? Sadhana is a spiritual practice that is meant to help you evolve.
Keep doing it and become better at it.
Keep doing it and you'll become better at it. Okay, what else?
It's something you have to do as a self-development for yourself.
It's self-development for yourself.
You learn from your mistakes.
You learn from your mistakes. Okay. What else? So your parents can use you as an experiment and learn from their mistakes? All right, what else? Parenting as a sadhana, yes.
Do it without expecting reward.
Do it without expecting rewards from your kids, then? See, one is that if it's a sadhana, that means you are a sadhaka first. Before you are a parent, you are a sadhaka. And you are concerned about your spiritual evolution. Right? Number 2, is sadhana easy? Is spiritual practice easy? No. It's not easy. So parenting is not easy. And today's kids make it even more difficult. Right? Then, it is not the means to get parental approval. You know, not parental approval, what is it? Stamp of approval. You're a good parent. It is the means to evolve towards our final goal. Right? Then also see, sadhana is supposed to give us purity of mind. Correct? That is the purpose of sadhana. Sadhana is supposed to give us purity of mind. That means that by being a parent and by parenting, we are supposed to become purified and peaceful, not petrified and pooped. Right? So if that is happening, something wrong is going on. Right? The other thing is that if a parent approaches their parenting as a sadhana, the home becomes spiritual and the children start to live their life in a spiritual way too. And finally, and this had come up also, there will be sacrifice. Correct? Sadhana requires sacrifice. But the sacrifice is not for them. The sacrifice is for myself. Right? Understanding this, we approach parenting from a spiritual point of view. Now the topic is, if Devi Ma wrote a millennial parenting manual, not just any parenting manual, a millennial parenting manual. Right? I don't know how she came up with this topic, but she did. So that's what we're talking about, right? If it's a millennial parenting manual, that means that there's something different about millennials and parenting them, right? So is it different good or different bad?
Different.
Different. It's just different?
Yeah.
A little bit of each? Who says it's good? Good different. Who says it's bad different? Parenting today. I wish I was a parent before. Some people are thinking it and not raising their hands. Okay, it's always both. There will be good and there will be bad for everything, right? What makes parenting harder in today's day and age?
Attitude.
What attitude?
Kids are too smart.
Oh, the kids are too smart. Okay, that is one. What else?
Technology.
Technology, then?
Sugar.
Sugar. Okay, what else?
Abundance of everything.
Abundance of everything. Yes.
Not wanting to eat their broccoli.
The parents or the kids? Kids. Okay. No, but kids never wanted to eat broccoli since time immemorial. Too much choice. Okay, what else? Access to excess. These are all things that were not there before. True or false?
Yeah.
Okay, what are some, everyone has missed one thing. All of these things are true, but along with all of this, our bad habits as parents are getting worse also. Our likes and dislikes are also getting strong. So there's the kids, and then there's us. Both simultaneous, right? Okay, what is making it easier? What is easier as a millennial parent than it was before? There has to be good also.
Tracking your kid.
Tracking your kid. Yes, you can track your kids now. Technology is there. Okay, what else?
Access to a lot of information that we did not have in the past.
Access to a lot of information. What else?
Kids are smarter.
Kids are smarter. That's a good thing too. Yes, true. Then
Therapy.
therapy is there. Okay. True. What else? You know, in the olden days they didn't have Balvihar. We have Balvihar now. That's a super pro, isn't it? Okay. All right. Like this, we have, and now I think that parents have also outsourced some of their parenting to Alexa and Google. Little 1.5, 2-year-olds, hey Google, they can't even say it, but they're saying it. Hey Google, can you play The Wheels on the Bus for me? Okay, so times have changed. We're now now in the millennial era, but some fundamentals will always stay the same. Right? Now you all please tell me what kids want. Think and tell me seriously. Yes, Dave?
Toys.
Toys. Okay, they want toys. So then that would fall under the bucket of stuff. Everything that is stuff, you cannot say any other examples. Kids want stuff, right? Let's think about stuff first. What do you want stuff for? Yes.
I was saying something else.
Something else? Okay, hold your thought. We'll come to you after, okay? What do we want stuff for?
Enjoyment.
Enjoyment. Okay. Huh? To play. Okay. Huh?
Temporary satisfaction.
Temporary satisfaction. Ah. Okay. Now, kids value stuff. Everyone will agree with the fact that kids value stuff, right? As a parent, what Devi Ma would say, you just think, right? And see, when people come to Satsang every day, it becomes hard to think of new examples, so you just have to listen to the example again. Okay? Now, if you had to choose between a friend who had the newest PlayStation and the best, and all the best sports cards, right? And that person was not friendly. They were your friend, but they were not friendly. And on the other hand, there was someone who didn't have the nicest PlayStation. In fact, they had their uncle's hand-me-down PlayStation 1, which you can't use any other games except scratch CDs. That's what they have. But they are very friendly, kind, and loving. Which friend would you rather be friends with? Who says the first one? Raise your hand if you say the first one. Nobody. So if you value stuff, why didn't you choose the first one? Yeah.
If we chose the first one, then what's the point of going with someone who has a PlayStation 5 who wouldn't even share it?
Aha! So more than stuff, if you think about it, actually give a little thought, you'll realize we value values more than we value stuff. And it is on the parents to explain to the children about the importance of values over valuables. That is on the parents. But the kids have to listen also. Right? So that is one. Okay, what else do kids want? Tell me.
Fun.
Fun, exactly. They want fun and they want to play games and they want to play, right? What else? No, in this now let's talk about fun for a moment, right? All kids, you like to have fun? Parents, you like to see your kids have fun?
Yep.
So then there's no problem. Is there a problem?
Yes.
Yes, what's the problem?
What kind of fun do
See, okay, let me tell you two things on this. One is that it is nothing wrong. Balas tavad krida saptaha. When you're a child, you're supposed to play. That is what children are supposed to do. Lord Rama played, Lord Krishna played. They had so much fun in games and all, right? But, so then there's two things. One is that parents have to make opportunities for their kids to have fun and play. True or false? Parents' responsibility. But at the same time now, kids have to know that playing comes with boundaries. Do you know, in our tradition it is given very clearly, for the first 5 years of a child's life, the parent is supposed to give them love, 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 and treat them like a king. From the time, or queen, from the time a child is 6 years old, that until they're 15, that parent is supposed to discipline the child. That means play is second, discipline is first, for most of you over here. So when the parent says enough play, you should know they're saying it because it is their responsibility to make sure that you are disciplined. Parents have to know very clearly, play is important, but discipline is more important. And that is why when you have kids of different ages, they have to know that they will be treated differently because they are in different stages of their growth. Parents have to know very clearly that it's not favoring, it's what is required for each child at the time. Right? So parents have a responsibility to make opportunities for play, and kids have a responsibility to be disciplined when they have to be disciplined. Huh? Yes, what?
The problem with the parent treating the kid depending on how old they are is unfair because the older child always has to keep in.
Yeah, but see, but being an older child, so parents have, this is parents' problem, it's not mine. child, it comes with certain This is a very interesting way of having a parenting satsang, by the way. I've never had a parenting satsang like this before. Yeah,
Yeah, here I thought the system was biased.
what do you mean?
Like, as an older child, I have more responsibility. As a younger child, which is my brother, he gets it off easy, you know.
I'm the older child too. I know what you're talking about. It will never change.
Who invited the kids?
Okay, tell me something else that kids want. Yes, you.
They want choices.
They want choices. So they want freedom. They want freedom. Kids want freedom, correct? Everyone wants freedom. It's a natural thing to want freedom. Now let me tell you something really important about this. And you're not going to like this. True freedom comes from discipline and self-control. See, we have the freedom to take a car and go drive on the road. Correct? How do we have that freedom? Because everyone is disciplined on the road, and therefore we can all drive and because I can stop at the stop sign when I'm driving, you guys can walk on the road and ride your bicycle and play. Because there is discipline, there is freedom. We want freedom, but we don't want discipline. It is a requirement that when someone wants freedom, true freedom comes from self-restraint, self-control, from discipline. And the parents have to find a way to explain to their kids and show them how the freedom that they're seeking will come by disciplined living. Right? This is the thing about freedom. Kids want it, parents want it, but the way we are going about getting it is wrong. Freedom does not mean doing what you want when you want. Absolutely not. Freedom means within the bounds of self-control, I have the freedom to do great things in life. What did?
So freedom comes from discipline.
Yes.
Does discipline come from freedom?
Does discipline come from freedom?
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's what I'm asking.
Does discipline come from freedom? Yes, that is true. Discipline will come from freedom. If someone has gone against and transgressed certain things in society and gone to jail, they don't even have the freedom to be disciplined in the way that they want to be, right? So discipline will come with freedom and freedom will come with discipline, but if you're looking for freedom to start, it has to start with discipline. Discipline should not be something negotiable in the home, and everybody should be very clear about that. And the technique to avoid a daily argument, I think this had come up in self-informing class with Dave also. The technique to avoid daily conversations about what is allowed and not fair and fair is a code of conduct in the home. These are the disciplines that we follow in the home, and there's no discussion about it. Okay? That is freedom. Okay, what else? Yes?
Kids like candy.
Kids like candy. So kids like to eat things that are not good for them. Yeah, of course, we like candy. We like to have things that will make us happy. Right? Now, society tells us that happiness comes from candy and toys and YouTube and screen time and what else? But let me tell you guys something. Society can say whatever it wants. Because society tells you something is true and it's good, it does not make it so. Do you know slavery was legal? You guys know that? Slavery was legal. So just because something is acceptable in society, it does not make it good for you. Using society as an excuse for your decisions is not the right thing. Right? We have intellects, we're supposed to think for ourselves, not just do what society tells us. So you think society is telling you, come, have fun on Halloween and get candy and you'll be happy. Is that going to make you healthy? No. And if you're not healthy, can you be happy? No. So you have to use your own brains and decide also what is actually going to make you happy, not what society tells. The parents have the fundamental solution to this problem is to allow children to think about actually where happiness comes from and whether what society is telling is grounded in any reality or not. Kids these days are smart. They said it themselves and all the parents also agreed. So you should be smart enough to agree with the logic that your parents are giving you also. Right? Okay. This is on happiness. Okay, what else? Freedom. One more thing that didn't come up is, whether kids want to admit it or not, they want to be like their parents. They want to be like you. And so you think, there's this yad yada charati shreshtaha, whatever a leader does, everyone else follows. And in the home, who is the leader? The parents are the leaders. Right? Let me tell you a true story. My friend, just a few days ago, was telling me his child is in grade 1. How old does that make him? 6. He was sitting in the back seat and he did not want to put his seatbelt on. And he was throwing a tantrum. Have you seen people throw tantrums before because they don't want to put their seatbelt on? Now my friend said we were tired of arguing with him because he was going through terrible 6s. Right? So we drove to the police station. And a police officer came and spoke to the child. True story. Here, right here in Oakville. And you know what that... What? He didn't want to put his seatbelt on. And so my friend said I couldn't take it anymore, so I went to the police station. And he went to get a brochure on what is the importance of seatbelts, but a policeman came out instead. Right? And the police officer came and spoke to him about why he should wear his seatbelt. And you know what his argument for why he did not want to wear it was? But my mama doesn't always wear it. Oh. Now what do? The child will be like the parent, right? The child's role model is the parent. So the advice in parenting is to become the best role model for our children. Right? Okay, everybody close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. No peeking. Hands on your face. I have a question for everybody. Hands on your face, eyes closed, absolutely no peeking. I can see, so I'll know if you're peeking. Okay? Raise your hands, kids first. Raise your hands if you think parents do not follow the rules they set for you and it's not fair. Okay, put your hands down. How many parents feel like they follow the rules they set for their kids? Okay, put your hands down. Eyes open. No one knows what who answered, but what do you think the general answer was? Kids don't think their parents follow the rules, and parents think that they follow the rules. So it can be one or the other. Now you both have to go home and negotiate and see which is correct. But the reality of the situation, Hariom, the reality of the situation is that the parent has to be a role model for the child. Whoever you want your child to be, you have to be that person. Not say, but be. Right? Okay. Now let me ask. This is about what children want. If you ask Devi Ma, should I give my kids everything they want? What do you think she would say? No. Everyone is saying no? So everyone agrees that you should not be given everything you want? Then why, parents, do the children throw tantrums when you don't allow them to get what they want? Yes. So then they're not smart. That means there's some non-smartness going on, but I thought they were smart. Yeah. Okay, let me tell you something. Devi Ma is the mother of the universe. You know how she parents? Devi Ma is our well-wisher, not our wish fulfiller. If you are sick and you want to eat a freezie or a snow cone, right? You're sick and you want to eat a freezie or a snow cone, and your mom says no. You say, my mom hates me. I hate you. You never give me what I want. Okay? And then you go to the neighbor. And you tell the neighbor who's having a party, can I have a freezie too? And the neighbor gives you a freezie. And you say, the neighbor loves me more than my mom.
That's abuse.
Is that a reasonable thing to say? No. So, now parents, see something, right? We should not care whether they like it or not if we know it is not good for us. The consequences that have to come will come. But Devi Ma does it to us. She doesn't give us everything we want. We have to go through sorrow as a result of not getting things we want. Wishing for things doesn't mean we get them. But we have to remember she is our well-wisher, not our wish fulfiller. In the same way, we have to be our kids' well-wishers, not our kids' wish fulfillers. Simple points or not? Simple points. Now, that mother, I'm saying mother, parent, you insert parent, will go to any means to make sure that the welfare of her children is protected. You know, there's one, all our stories in our Puranas have symbolism, right? There's one story of Durga Ma fighting with, what's his name? Rakta Bija. You guys know the story of Rakta Bija?
Yes.
He's this Rakshasa who every time you try to kill him, any of his blood, drops of blood that fall on the floor, they turn into their own Rakshasa. Okay? So how is she going to destroy him? She sticks out her tongue and she drinks his blood to prevent the blood from becoming Rakshasas to protect her children. See what a mother will do for the child? Right? So, we are our children's well-wishers, and we will have to face the consequences of their tantrums. That is just... But, see, the other thing in this is that in an aggravated moment, it is very hard for a child to understand why you are saying no. However, that moment having passed, now the parent, in a calm moment, has an opportunity to explain with reasoning so the children start to understand why they are doing what they're doing. You don't have to, but you can. Right? Okay. No. Okay, now next. Oh, 7:26. We started so late. How much time should I keep going? Now you tell me, what do kids need? We've talked about what they wanted. Now parents, you tell me. Kids, put your hands down. Now parents. What do kids... No. All kids, hands down. Parents, what do kids need? Attention. Okay, attention. I will take that. Actually, our kids need our attention and our time more than they need anything that we can give them. That is why a parent who says, hear this, I need to go to work to make money to give my children all the things that I didn't have so that they can live a comfortable, happy life. Does anywhere in that sentence say, I want to give my children the time and the attention that they want and they need? No. So we live a contradictory life of what our children need versus what we're deciding what we want to give them. But what they need more than anything is our time and attention. And I can guarantee you that if parents spend more time with their children, even if it requires working less and living with less, the world will be a better place. I see a lot of nods, right? So the parent now has to decide what sacrifice they need to make and want to make to be able to be there for the children. Because more than anything, the thing that is lacking in today's parenting is time and attention with the children. Google and YouTube and Instagram and all of these things are filling their lives because parents don't have the time anymore to give the attention and time to them. Parents come home from work and they're tired, and instead of trying to convince the child to eat and running behind them and giving them one bite and waiting for 10 minutes to give them another bite, what do? They put the screen, they keep them quiet, and they feed them. Then you wonder when the child grows up why they want the screen instead of you. You taught them that. Right? So, this is one very important thing. Children need attention and our time. What else do they need? Yes, Madhavi, what do children need? Children need love. I know that all parents give their children love. There's only one problem in that, right? Sometimes what happens is that Children don't feel accepted by their parents, and so they feel like the love is not there. Love is there, but children may not feel it because they lack the feeling of acceptance. Children want love with acceptance. That means that, see, you, as adults also, you want to be accepted for exactly who you are, with all the mistakes that you have and all the limitations that you have been brought up with and have, right or wrong. We want to be accepted 100% for who we are. The kids want the exact same. They don't want to be told all the time, you're doing something wrong, until you change, you're not okay, until you change, I'm not okay with you. It's true, we have a responsibility to bring them up in a certain way, to make sure they have certain values and everything. But those come more naturally in them when there's first a feeling of acceptance. And as they grow, you will know if your child feels accepted by you when they start to come and open up about problems that they're going through in their life that other children wouldn't normally talk to their parents. That is the measure. You know, are they comfortable talking to me about issues that they're going through in school, about mental health issues, about friend issues, about bullying issues, about anything? Being accepted changes the whole dynamic in parenting. Right? Okay. So many things I wanted to tell, but we'll pause over here. Children need values also. Children need to be taught. Right? Tell me the two most important things you think you need to teach your child. The two most, if you had to, what would Devi Ma say? These are the two most important things to teach them.
Treat others as you want to be treated.
Treat others as you want to be treated. Okay. Then, gratitude. Anything else? Being a good human being. Honesty. Okay, let's put all values there.
How to learn.
How to learn. Oh, we have a, yes, Marini? Be kind. Life lessons. Help others. Okay. Everyone very nice. Let me tell you what our tradition says, right? And these two things will encompass everything that has been said. Right? Number one is love for God. Love for God. If there is love for God, not just as the Murti in front of us, but love for God as that being that pervades this entire universe. Gratitude will come naturally, kindness will come naturally, treating others like we want to be treated, all of these things will come naturally if there is love for God. And the second thing is love for knowledge and the conviction that the goal of life is mukti. Right? Conviction that there is a greater goal in life. Moksha mukti used to be like a household word. Barely anybody uses it now. Right? But for children to accept, understand, appreciate, and be convinced of the fact that there is a greater purpose in life, and that is what we're all working towards. And everything that I do in my life is towards that. That is the second greatest thing a parent can give for your child. Once you have these two things, everything else falls in place. Every other lesson will fall under these two. Right? So these are the things that are there to teach the children. Now, to navigate needs versus wants, right? The quality that makes it hard is it everyone knows what they need and what they want, right? But it's hard sometimes. Sometimes you just give in. Parents, you give in sometimes? You know the thing that makes it hard? The word that the rishis use is attachment. Because of our attachment, we compromise on our parenting responsibilities, right? Why? Because they are my children. I want you to tell me two problems with the sentence, they are my children. Two wrong things in that sentence. Mine. Whose children are they if they're not yours? They're not mine. Whose children are they?
Society's.
Society's children. What would Devi Ma say? Life's children.
Universe's children?
She's the mother of the universe, so she's the, so actually Devi Ma in her manual would not write your children, she would write my children. Whose children are they? Devi Ma, or the society, or the world, whatever you want to use, whatever word you want to put there, right? So they're not mine. Then what is the second mistake in that sentence? They are my children. Second mistake. The kids want to answer. Wow, I want a parent to answer this.
They're children.
Huh?
They're children.
That they are children. What? They're not children? It is correct. See, actually the children are jivas, right? Each of them is a jiva, an individual on their own journey. But we look at them as children who have now been born and have a clean slate in their mind that I have to put things into, but they are jivas. Or if you want to see from another point of view, they are nothing but the Lord itself that has come into my home. That is the Lord that has taken form as a child to come into my home to bless me to evolve in this way by going through the difficulties that they are bringing and the joys that they are bringing. Right? That is the attitude that is there when we stop thinking about these children as my children and we think about them with... So what is the opposite of attachment? Detachment. Detachment is the opposite, and people don't like that word. But you tell me some benefits of having detachment when parenting.
They learn to be independent.
The children learn to be independent. Wow, very nice. What else?
Less guilt.
Less guilt is there. Very good. What else? Parents, please tell parents.
They'll self-regulate.
Huh?
They'll self-regulate.
They'll self-regulate. I'm looking for one super important thing that will happen.
Objective about your goals.
You will be very objective about your goals, the decisions that you make as a parent, and your parenting will actually become better because you are detached. Attachment makes us worse parents. It makes us worse everything. Right? So the quality to develop would be detachment. Right? Okay. Now, I had a few more things I wanted to say, but in the interest of time, let me just say these couple of things. One is that, see, the other difficulty that is there with parenting is that there's two spouses who are parenting most of the time. And they will both have their own opinions on what the child's parenting should look like. The solution over here is to look to the shastras for guidance. Because if we are saying Devi Ma is writing a parenting manual, means there's something beyond our capacity that we have to think about for how to parent. Right? So the solution to that is, one is the children should never see the discord, what's the word? The disconnect between the parenting styles. You guys will have to go into your room, close the door, fight quietly so they don't hear you, and figure out which parent has jurisdiction over what decisions. And then you parent like that. You have to find a way to make a balance and parent harmoniously in the home. Right? Then there will be challenges from within also. There will be our own likes and dislikes that we're not ready to give up in the process of parenting. Like, I don't want my children to eat snacks. Right? They eat too much junk food. But whose fault is that? Who bought the junk food? Well, I can't live without it, therefore I have it at home, but you shouldn't eat it. I'm also telling you, parents, that's not fair. Right? So, being a parent requires sacrifices from ourselves also. And what makes it hard is that sometimes we're not ready to make those sacrifices. But the sacrifices are not just for the kids, it's for us to grow as well. Right? And the last thing is that the thing that makes it hard for parents is the kids themselves. The kids make it very hard for parents to parent. Because a parent will say something and the child will say, no. And then the parent will say something and the child will say, no. Louder. And then the parent will say something and the child will say, no. And then the parent will say something and the child will start to, You guys know it. You guys know it. Okay. I did not mention some of the biggest problems today, like screen time and excess. Excess was a thing that had come up, right? The Bhagavad Gita, see, screens are not going to go away, right? So parenting is going to have to be figuring out how to manage screen time. That's going to be one of the big challenges you all have, right? But the things, I'll tell you 4 things that now you'll have to think about on your own time, right? One is, our scriptures teach us that we have to be moderate. Moderation. Moderation in 4 things is talked about in the Gita. Moderation in food, moderation in sleep, moderation in activity, and moderation in work. All the 4 aspects of our life have to have moderation. And if a parent doesn't have moderation in the way they live their life, that is not going to be imbibed naturally by the child either. Right? 1. 2. Dhamma, sense control. No matter how great your goal in life is, if you don't have sense control, there will be big problems. So sense control is another thing to think about in terms of a practice to bring into the home for everyone. Then, learning about Shreyas versus Preyas. Does everyone know that phrase? Shreyas versus Preyas? That is a difference between choosing that which is good versus that which is pleasant. Choosing that which is easy versus that which is right. And so learning to discriminate between those two makes the journey a lot easier for everybody. Alright. So all the other things that I had to say, we'll stay for later. Another part 2 manual. And we'll end with this. So you now please summarize for me. If Devi Ma were to write a millennial parenting manual, you please suggest to me if it was 5 chapters, what would the 5 chapters be called? In no order. Number 1, based on what I said, don't invent things now, huh?
Introduction and conclusion.
Introduction and conclusion, no.
At the end has index.
Adults, please answer this. 5 chapters, what would they be? Huh? Detachment, 1. Then?
Improve yourself.
Improving yourself.
Balance.
The goals in life, the real goals in life.
The real goal in life, keeping that in mind.
Discipline and freedom.
Discipline and freedom. Yeah.
Stuff kids don't like. Stuff kids like.
So understanding your kids better. Okay, sure, I'll take that. Last one, Neil.
How? So I don't know the fun.
Fun. Yeah. Knowing what your kids want, knowing what your kids need, being detached enough to be able to give them what they need and not what they want, being their well-wisher, not their wish fulfiller, remembering that parenting is a sadhana, remembering that she is the mother of everyone, including us, and remembering that it's not easy, but it is worth it. Right? It will be worth it one day. And see, the fact that kids, you were here, now you have to make the parenting job easier for them by cooperating a little more. Okay? So I hope this is what you had in mind, Sharnya. I mean, I don't know. I am not her, so I'm only supposing what her manual would say. But everything that I've said is inspired by and based on the tradition that we belong to, our Guru Shishya Parampara. There's nothing that our shastras don't teach us about when it comes to life and living in context of pursuing the highest goal of